My eyes awoke to the darkness that surrounded me. In my ears I could hear a ringing that would not stop. My hands were cold and wet. Not a drop of light could I see. Where I was I could not tell. Was this hell that I found myself now? Was this a place within a dream where no light shone? I felt around where I lay. A heaviness was upon me. I was restricted, unable to move. And then, as I touched the smooth surface of what lay above me, I surmised it to be blocks. Was this the house that I was born, that now lay on top of me? Or was I in a casket buried deep within the ground? Where I had been but a few hours before I could not remember. My head was hazy and unclear, unable to think of times gone before. Was I a newborn babe that was still inside his mother's womb? Was I in a place where fate still awaited? Here man was yet to step his first step. Or was I at the end, only awaiting his judgment? I pushed and pulled in an effort to set myself free of this bondage that encased me, till slowly I was able, like the worm that I'd become, to free myself of the heavy block that forced me down to the ground. Looking at my fingertips, I could see the dirt that I had gripped to push my way out. My face too was covered in Mother's earth. Had I succumbed to the worst of worst? Was I to awake in this vision of hell, where all had fallen down, where only desolation lay? I slowly fell into a dream as my body could not cope with these waking memories. And so to a slow slumber I fell, and with it I fell and fell, until I was within a dream of a dream, a place where no vision had seen. I saw streams of clear blue running down a rock face to a river that outstretched a garden of beauty. I smelt the clear, crisp smell of sweetly fresh cut grass and flowers in the dew. I felt the sun on my face as it twinkled in the lake which ran over my feet and made me warm. I bathed in the water and cleansed my face and stood up feeling a giant amongst men. Where was this place that I now stood and felt so at home? As I walked barefooted across the fine grass, I felt as if I was walking upon a cloud. When outstretched, I could feel the warm air that came from all directions. This place of heaven, for where I now was. But where was I? Then from the light I came to awake, from my dream of dreams, till I was again under the house where I was born. And moving slowly I set myself free, and stood on top of the rubble that once was my home, and looked out at the horizon, which was filled with darkness and emptiness. For all the buildings that once had stood on their fair ground were now fallen down, and under each was the worms of mankind trying to wriggle free. To only feel the emptiness and bleakness of darkness that surrounds us all now. Where was I? Was this place now my home, my earth that once I had shown such promise, and now had come to an end? Or was this hell that I dwelt within now? I slowly took steps over the blocks that were my home, and felt my body ache and decrepit, as if I was as old as my father had been. Yet I was still young, and yet I felt the burdens of age upon me. I felt each step with such pain, until I was out of breath and could walk no further, and sat upon a chimney now on the ground, which had once stood so tall and high in the sky, and now its majesty was none. And a tear fell down, and mixing with the earth upon my face, I fell into a heap upon the soiled ground, and cried, for I was alone and dying, and mixed within God's once sacred ground, and upon my grave where it would soon be, I made my home, and covered myself unknowing with the dirt that would cover me in time till I was merely bones and teeth. So much I'd wanted in these last moments to see the dream within a dream of that beauteous place that eludes me now, but as much as I closed my eyes in hope of falling once again into that sleep, I could no longer reach, and all before my eyes I could see was this darkness that now I felt. My body began to shiver as it gave up the ghost, my ears ringing, the dirt within my nails, the smell of the earth upon my nostrils. The end was in sight. I took short breaths as I looked to the sky in hope, and wondered out aloud these thoughts, that with my blood upon these blocks do I now write. Life, sweet life that overtakes me now. Once I was young and of youth, and I felt the sun shine upon my face. I breathed with all my might into my two fine lungs the air that set me above, that allowed me to hope and dream. Once I walked with finery, my head held up high, a cheery song in my heart, a laugh for all the world to enjoy. Those days that are now gone elude me, those fine days of a summer gone cold, till this day, when I find myself in my earthly grave, unable to even move myself to a warmer place. To this stone I now commit my name, and call this my forever home.